Okay, I call the Economic and Parks and Recreation Committee meeting to order. Commissioner Warren is the chair of this committee, and she's running just a tad bit late. And I'm the co-chair, Commissioner Isom. Approval of minutes. There was no meeting that took place in December of 25. So we move right to the reports. Economic development. Resolution to approve public utility easement for water and sanitary sewer from Harbor Shores to City of Benton Harbor for Wee Course at Champions Village. We have a presentation, or just a resolution, clerk? It's in the, I'm sure Chris Cook you want to speak on it, or city manager? Okay, you go ahead, Chris. How you doing, Mr. Cook? Right, city manager, you want to speak on this? Have you looked into this and any information you can give us?
I have and do recommend it. It's going to be an improvement all the way around, and there's no reason not to.
Any questions about we the Wee course? So you're already in operations, right? You started just a little soft. It's going good. All right. And this will benefit the course and for the city too, right? Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cook. We'll move that forward. Clerk. Resolution to approve easement to Indiana Michigan Power for relocation of two utility poles to 925 Bus Avenue, part of the 2026 MDOT Fair Avenue Reconstruction Project, major project. Jason, you gonna speak on that?
Have in your packet is an easement request that AEP has been working with a land, an easement real estate group. So they have prepared the easement documents. Really what it is if you can picture, they're very hard to see on your packet, but there are overhead lines that run from Fair Avenue into the bus apartments property. Essentially, what needs to happen is poles that are in the MDOT right-of-way need to be moved within 20 to 40 feet is what, into the bus, on the same overhead line. So there's other poles along those lines, but the poles that are in conflict with the new MDOT work that's going to happen need to be put onto the Bus Avenue, or the Bus Apartments property. The city still owns that property. We did reach out to the Benton Harbor Housing Commission on their proposed improvements, planned improvements. They didn't have any response to anything. They're not putting a new building where these poles are going. You already have overhead there, so we're moving pool poles. AEP wants to document it and provide, and get an easement so that they're, allowed permission to move those poles onto that property.
For that, the major project is reconstructing Fair Avenue to a two-way, which is going to start this spring.
This spring, a little bit of background information, MDOT has received bids on that. We do have a resolution later on to talk about, but MDOT has received bids on that, and they are targeting starting there just around about April 1st. Of course, they're talking and negotiating with their contractors, but I would anticipate early spring for that work to occur. And if you recall from MDOT's presentation, it's going to be heavy all throughout this first year, and then it moves into 27. So,
City Manager, you want to speak some information on this?
I'm in agreement on it. I received the request first and asked that we contact Housing Commission to see if they had any concerns, and they were given an opportunity to comment. Had no concerns that we're aware of, so I'm for moving it forward.
All right, it's a major project for the city and the bus project area. Clerk, we move that forward, please. Resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract for the design and development of construction plans and cost estimates to install solar energy systems at 3 city-owned buildings. City Manager?
Yes, sir. What this is, you will recall that we were recipients from EPA through the Southwest Michigan Planning Commission of that $20 million grant, of which 17.5 was coming to us. That was canceled, but at the same time that we received that grant, we had made preparations and gotten the state to agree to commit a certain amount of money that would be used to help facilitate that project. Even though EPA canceled their project, we went back to the state and said, look, let us utilize that money, since it's already been appropriated, to get a designer that can design the system for the 3 buildings that we had in that grant and prepare construction-ready plans so that if, in fact, at some point that grant is released or we get other funds, we would be shovel-ready. We'd be ready to go on it. And we went out for bids with specifications that were appropriate for what we're trying to do, and we got a low bidder, and we're recommending the award on this.
Clerk, will you, the arrival of Chair Warren? All right, Chair Warren, we are at the resolution authorizing city manager to execute a contract for design, development of construction plans, cost estimates to install solar energy to the 3 city buildings. Speaking on that. Your packet, this stuff, and all this is covered by Eagle, City Manager?
It will be covered by a grant that we have from them, yes.
And that grant is a total of $129,815. And how soon would that project be able to begin? Soonest approval of?
If it's approved, we will inform the successful bidder, and we will start on it right away.
Talking about City Hall, the water plant, and Bobo Brazil?
That's correct. Those are the
Okay.
3 buildings.
Chair?
didn't really have many comments on this point. I guess we can get comments if anyone in the audience has anything, but I think we need to move forward personally, but does anyone else have any comments? No? If not, we're going to go ahead and move on to Parks and Recreation.
All right, consensus to move that forward.
You want to go ahead and
We
go
have
ahead and
a
finish.
Parks and Recreation, a resolution approving the annual Juneteenth parade celebration. Is anybody here from the Juneteenth committee? Anybody here from the Juneteenth committee? Anybody? Anybody? Hey, Juneteenth committee, how you doing? How you doing, Miss Young? Good to see you.
Let me just make a public statement before we start. Through the chair. I want to introduce our new Juneteenth chair. I've been the co-chair for 8 years, but we have a new Juneteenth chair. Miss Lady Diane Young. Yeah.
Resolution, Chair, you mean?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. The item that will be before the commission is the approval of the partnership between the City of Benton Harbor and the Benton Harbor Juneteenth Cultural Alliance Committee to host the annual Juneteenth parade and celebration to be held the Saturday prior to the Juneteenth holiday, unless Juneteenth falls on a Saturday. The recommendation would be for the City Commission to approve the request to hold the Juneteenth celebration annually in the City of Benton Harbor and to waive any fees and deposits in support of this community celebration. The justification, also known as Freedom Day, is a national holiday commemorating the abolition of slavery in the United States. On January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation declaring that all enslaved people in the Confederate States to be free. However, this declaration did not reach the enslaved people in Texas until June 19th, 1865. While the date did not mark the official end of slavery, June 19th became the National Day of Commemoration for the Abolition of Slavery and the freedom of African Americans across the U.S. The Benton Harbor Juneteenth Cultural Alliance Committee is requesting permission to hold the annual Juneteenth parade on the Saturday prior to Juneteenth. June 19th annually in downtown Benton Harbor. The parade route will be from Riverview Drive to Main and 6th Street. A subsequent community celebration will be held in the Dwight P. Mitchell City Center Park from 1 to 6 p.m. The committee requests that the City of Benton Harbor formally support the celebration and waive all fees, deposits for reservation of City Center Park. The financial impact. They're just asking that the city waive the $250 deposit. And that's pretty much it. Do you want to speak, Commissioner, or either?
She's gonna speak.
Okay.
Just elaborate, and then I got something to add.
Okay. So, Ms. Young, if you want to proceed.
And one thing in our communication with McGinnis, he talked about having it continuous so that we don't
Yeah,
have to
that's
come
what
back
we
every year. Okay. I just would like to say thank you for allowing us to come before you with the resolution. Thank you for your continued support. We do look forward to having our annual successful Juneteenth parade and celebration, and we cannot make that happen without the support of the city officials. So, thank you.
Yeah, and this year what we are asking for is the same as last year, except for we come every year and ask for it to be approved. We're asking now, that's in the resolution, that we don't have to come every year, that it's automatic approved, because we always have it usually every third Saturday, except for like next year, Juneteenth is going to be actually on June 19th. So if it's all on there, we will have it that actual day, which is a Saturday. And from what I look for the next like 4 years, it's going to be the third Saturday anyway. So we just asking for us not, same thing, waive the fees, and us not to have to come every year. Just it be a continual, automatic. That's what part of the resolution is. And that you guys want to say something before I say few more things?
So I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know if there's any protocol. Tiffany, do you know if we're able to do that where we can renew it automatically? Okay.
Yep, so that is why it does say annual, and it says that it's held the Saturday prior to the Juneteenth holiday unless Juneteenth falls on a Saturday.
Yeah, and we cleared that up with Tiffany before we even, that's why it's worded that way. And then I just, first of all, these are Juneteenth committees too, members over here too. I just,
Who is it?
these three,
Yes.
they're also part of our committee
You
too.
say your name, please?
Big Shonda, New Bern.
Yes. And we have 3 more, it's 8 of us. Mr. Shaquille Turner, well, Mayor Pro Tem, he's also a committee member, as well as my son Miguel Clark, and her Miss Cheryl Cowles. These are the 2 newest, Cheryl Cowles, well, 3, Alea and Devont, I want to mess your name. Vic Shonda. Okay. I was gonna say Shantae like Facebook. But anyway, yes. So we are excited for our 9th annual Juneteenth parade and celebration. As you know, we don't charge any of the residents. We just let them come and have a good time. We fund it mostly ourselves. We pay member dues and we fund it mostly ourselves, and we do take in-kind donations, but that's basically it. And I just want to share a few fun facts, some facts about Juneteenth. As we know, 2 years after we were free, we didn't know till 2 years later. And that was, we were informed by Union Major Gordon Ganser. And then in 1980, Texas decided to make recognize Juneteenth as an official paid holiday. In June of 2005, Michigan government, Jennifer Granholm, signed the legislative and made it the Juneteenth National Freedom Day. And then also, during that time, Senator Martha Scott, she made the Juneteenth as an official state holiday. In June 2021, President Joe Biden, he made it the Juneteenth a federal holiday. Governor Whitman, Governor Gretchen Whitman, and Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist II, on June the 19th, 2025, they made it the Juneteenth celebration day in the state of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan. So this is Michigan 21st annual state of Juneteenth Freedom Day recognition. Juneteenth is recognized locally, national, state, and federal, so all levels of the government. And also, Juneteenth is recognized in 47 states, including and the District of Columbia. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for coming, and I think we can definitely move it to the full commission.
Is that route will be still the same as?
Yes, nothing's changing,
Change,
other than just asking for automatic.
I think it's a good thing that you continue to do this service every year.
Thank
To
you.
get the community out. 'Cause I had a great time being in it and being out of it, just being it. You can bring people together
Yes,
on those
From all
occasion like
areas,
this,
yeah.
music, eating, and having a good time. It's a good thing. So thank you for bringing it to us.
thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chair.
So we'll go ahead and move on to other business. First up is resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Osaka Construction for the lift station improvements project.
Commissioner Ward, if I may, I'm going to move number 4 first. It's going to kind of give an update, and then I'll go into the wards, if that makes sense.
He just announced, I don't heard that. So we're
Yep.
going to go to point 4.
Yes.
Update the sanitary sewer project first, then move on to number 1.
Yep, everything will be the same after that. I have a short presentation. Let's see if I can get this pulled up here. I'm ready now, if you want to switch it. Look at that. Oh, so everybody, my name is Jason Markwart, a project engineer at Abmarsh. I've been working with you all over the last several years on a lot of your funding that's come into the city. I wanted to give a quick, brief update on your guys' the city's sanitary sewer fund project for what to expect in 2026. So just a little background, if you all recall, the city did receive grant funds for sanitary sewer improvements a few years back. The total grant that the city received was $19,577,200. Included in that grant was lift station improvements, collection system improvements, some of the improvements that you've seen last years with Pipestone and McAllister, Pavone, and Broadway. So those are have been completed as part with these grant funds. The city is required to update a sanitary asset management plan and reporting. And these are items that Eagle has wrote into their administrative consent order that was signed by the city and Eagle on defects that they had noticed and provided some avenue of getting back to compliance. So these projects that I'm going to be talking about are all part of that project plan. So just quickly, on the actual collection system projects, they're on the left. The city's completed the projects listed through 1 through 6 there. So the Pipestone Sewer project was completed late last year, so that one's all completed. The McAllister, Pavone, and Broadway was actually one project, one contractor that completed all 3 of those streets. The Ravine Interceptor was completed a couple years ago. That's right over there north of Territorial, along the area that previously washed out with an overflow event. We had some emergency work that was completed at the Water Street intersection, right there by North Shore Drive and the railroad tracks. Vineyard Street was part of a larger project last year, but Vineyard Street is done just between McCord and Fair Avenue. And then Colfax was completed last year. So moving forward to 2026, we have projects that are identified there 1 through 4. One is called the West Empire and West Britain project, and I'll show these on a map in a second. We combined the Territorial, Cherry, Wakanda, and Water Street, remaining Water Street. There's a section of sewer on Water Street that will go to the Water Street lift station that's near the Water Street intersection improvements that was happened a couple years ago. We have a project that was already bundled, East Empire and Jennings, that we brought to you guys all before, and that's already been awarded to a contractor that's been bid and awarded already. And then there's a section of sewer on Ogden that's listed in the project plan to get replaced. So those are the projects that we're targeting for sewer. In reality, if you recall, the city has water funds and sewer funds. These are likely the only infrastructure water or sewer projects that will be underway this year. So the water fund is exhausted their resources and have water plant improvements are there, but these are the ones that we're targeting this year to a scale of like we've seen last year. None of them are nearly the size of Pipestone. None of them are nearly the size of McAllister. They're smaller segments. And each one of these projects also, since there's no water main funds for them, the disruption limits will be a lot less than the projects from last year. So on these segments, sidewalks will only be touched at ADA ramps. So all the sidewalks along the roads it'll be limited on what the state will pay through for this. It's really pipe replacement. So just keep that in mind as you see things progress in 26. This map here shows a little bit. I know it's kind of probably hard to read, but it is color coded. The Wakanda project there at the very top of the screen. We are actually pulling bids on all that blue project. They're all combined. Wakanda is just from North Winans to John Street. I think it's like 150 feet. This section of Water Street moving down on the map is from North Shore to the Water Street lift station. Territorial Road, there's a segment there for 2 blocks. They're near the Ox Creek crossing, right there by Javis and Chatterbox. So there's 2 blocks of sewer that is going to be replaced there. Cherry Street is just from Pipestone to Hurd would be on that project there. So city has that out for bid, for bids for the February 17th. The 2 sections of roadway on the green have already been previously approved, but they're part of the sanitary sewer funding. I listed there in pink the Ogden Avenue from Clay to Empire. We still need to do to be determined bid date, but that is being designed and being wrapped up. So expect to see me come in front of you guys all for a project award on that one. And then the project in red, the West Britain and West Empire Avenue project, that is almost out for bid. I think I have an incorrect date on the bids there. We are just working through a little bit of logistics on their phasing plan that we're proposing for the contractor. Just remember, Britain Avenue is got the possible potential Gus Macker tournament that we're looking at, making sure we work around, and of course, the school there. But these projects have to be done this year, or the city does lose their funding. So we are targeting those. The biggest projects are probably at West Britain and West Empire. Everything else are really short segments. Should be quick turnaround in headers where they're not for long periods of time throughout the year. Just a couple pictures from the old report that I pulled for this presentation. These are older CCTV camera pictures of some of the parts of the older sewer system along these routes. So some of these, we're replacing fractured pipes and anything that possibly is infiltrating into the system or.
So,
If you have a break in your line, then soil voids will come into that pipe. And without getting the CCTV, you really don't know that that's happening unless you have a collapse and your road collapses. So if you recall, also just kind of a bonus or kind of next steps, remember the city did just televise and clean out their sewers. So we'll be coming to you with another presentation of all those findings on that here in the middle of the summer. That's due in June. So a lot of stuff might be anticipated this. Actually, when they did the lining, just for your peace of mind, if there was something that was broken and this, their contractor would have called us. We had limited calls. It wasn't like it was everywhere. It was more manageable than stuff that we saw a few years back. So these are the roads that were targeted during that plan. As part of this sewer project and this funding, there is work that's aimed at 9 of the city's lift stations. So there's a resolution to recommend award for the contractor that's going to do the lift stations. There's a lot of, I'll just kind of turn it to this picture here. This is one of the lift stations in the city there. A lot of site fencing, a couple pump improvements, some control panel improvements, things that Eagle had listed in the ACO is what's being addressed as part of the lift station package. So that's really pretty much it. Questions, I'll take them now. Otherwise, I'll talk about the resolutions on award on each one of these here next. So.
Just on the administrative consent orders, where's the checklist on that now? How are we doing on that? Are we getting down? We getting them checked off pretty?
Well, I will say on the sanitary sewer side, this one that I'm talking specifically about now, your 2 major ones were the CCTV and the updating of the asset management plan. So those will be done this year. You'll get a new checklist, and a lot of those items will come off. Your water side, there has been a lot of movement on those. So I will come and provide an update to committee or commission at some point because there are some good stories to have on that. I mean, the funding that you have received is checking things off of those lists significantly. So I don't have them right here on my fingertip, but I will be able to provide that presentation here as things happen. But I was looking through my previous presentations and I saw that I kind of updated you guys when you guys got the ACO. Now it's turned, and I said how many things were completed then, even more so now, so.
Thank you, Chair.
So I had a question. Is it normal to see like almost $1 million difference in the bid? So significant? So I know there's a breakdown, but I'm just wondering, is it more like labor cost, or do you know, can you shed any insight on that?
We did check with Oselka between that and B&Z, and Oselka has a different way of doing their dewatering for the one station. So we did check to make sure that they were comfortable, because we saw that, and we wanted to make sure that they were set up to do so. So we did do our due diligence, because that was one of the things that we said right away. So, but yes, if Commissioner Warren, if I go just do number one, I'll just go through that real quick. So in your packet, there is a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Oselka Construction. F&V Engineering has been helping the city out prepare that, and I have been helping facilitate some of that work there. Just a second so I can pull that up. So there were 2 bids received, one by Oselka Construction and one by B&Z. Everything was checked to its proper bid requirements, and we did talk to Oselka. Dave Wolf is his group that runs Oselka. He's a professional engineer. We have had experience working for him, so we would recommend that the city move forward with that Oselka contractor. We were trying to get that awarded 2 weeks ago when we canceled the public safety. It is pretty critical to get the lift station work done, because that is some lead items, some items actually, some control panels and things that we do. So we would recommend moving forward. We have touched base with Oselka Construction, and they're ready to hit a pre-con and start putting stuff together for that project so that it's done by the end of the year. So. All set with that one? Yep. So number two is not sewer related. So the only sewer project I had was that and the ones that were upcoming. Number 2 is something also we came to you guys. It was probably before Christmas. We were working on getting the MDOT resolution signed and approved for the funding for the Superior Street resurfacing project. So there's a resolution for recommendation to execute the contract with L.E. Barber. 3 bids were received on that one, and L.E. Barber was the as-read low on that one. There was some errors to contractor did submit submit his proposal without acknowledging addendum and without submitting his bid on an improper form. So we had to reject that bid because it ended up making it more so than the low bid. Everything's been communicated with all 3 bidders, and we would recommend that the city move forward with L.E. Barber on that contract for $320,000. That is a 50-50 match, so we did write in the resolution, I think we mentioned to it before, that that either the city road funds or the income tax funds would be used for that 50% match. But you do get, I think, several blocks of Superior, which was in poor condition, resurfaced as part of that project. Yeah, no utility work underneath. I think we might have some hydrants that we will replace, but it was not listed on any of the Eagle reports that was requiring utility work.
Did anyone have any comments on point 2? Oh, no? Okay, we can go ahead and move on to 3.
Yep. The number 3 is a resolution before you to have the city manager accept an agreement between MDOT and the city. So we kind of touched base on it a little bit before. The Fair Avenue project from MDOT was recently bid. It actually was bid the first week of January. And the bids came in, there was two bidders. One, the bid that was won, or at least as read, I do not know where MDOT stands on the award, was Kalen Construction, a local contractor from Sodus. They were the ones that did some of the pipestone work a few years back. They've worked in the city before. But their bid was $24 million. Second low was $26 million. So pretty large project for MDOT in the area. The resolution in front of you kind of provides some of the requirements from MDOT and the city to do the underground utility improvements. So they broke it down into two parts, Part A and Part B. Part A being the water main improvements. So they list the requirements of the Part A, 100% participation, and they listed that cost at $54,000. Part B was the 100% city participation for the sanitary sewer work, and the resurfacing of the section on Fair Avenue between Schultz Drive and Empire. So last time MDOT was here, John Smith mentioned that that's out of their project limits, but we all decided that that should be resurfaced so it looks like one solid road when it's all done. So the financial impact to the city currently, as they estimated, was $229,200. That could go up if we have to add something or subtract something in the field, but this is actually, if you go to the history of it, this is a lot less than what they first initially came to you guys about. So they were using 875 as a target number. So this is going to have to come out of the utility fund. At certain instances, the city doesn't pay it until the work is complete, and MDOT doesn't bill for it until several months after the work is complete. So talking to MDOT, this time next year is probably when you might start seeing some of the bills. The utility work that is going to happen under Fair Avenue, I understand, might not happen until about the fall. So you do have a little bit of things that we looked at for cash flow. But yes, I think the underlying concept here is to accepting this resolution and entering this agreement with MDOT. The city's getting, is contributing $229,000 for the utility work, but the overall project cost is $24 million. But of course, that includes the roundabout and all the stuff in the township and everything else. But a really large project for a little cost to get those utilities improved underneath that new roadway.
So, Mr. Little, because the target was 800K, do you think we'll be fine financially next year with the 229?
I would anticipate we would be. That allows time for rebuilding the road fund that was decimated by the part that we had to pay back. We should by that time receive other road revenues and so forth.
Mr. Isom?
Yes, Jason is saying here too, we'll receive Act 51 road funds if.
That's a good point,
Part of it.
Commissioner Isom. Yes, you will. As soon as the project done, MDOT still owns the right-of-way. The jurisdiction transfer goes to the city for operation and maintenance. It's typical in one of these transfers on this. But yes, the city will receive Act 51 funds for their road funding to maintain this road or any road or however you guys see fit to use that money. But yes, that's a large section of street to get added to your Act 51 funding.
See, this is a major project, and I think it's a benefit the city greatly, so. And transportation and turn into a two-way roundabout to city, I think, will benefit highly for this. New sewer, and so, yeah.
Really going to impact the east side of the city. Yep.
There's no other comments. I would think we can move this forward as well. Any other comments? Mr. Little?
Would certainly recommend it because, again, our city is a rather small city, and this project would have great significance for the city.
I've been working with MDOT on a lot of this with Mr. Little and and MDOT. It's not in the city of Benton Harbor, but St. Joseph is also doing their Main Street project here and starting in the end of '27. And that includes almost to the Bicentennial Bridge and the Blossom Land Bridge crossing in. So you're going to have the entire business, you're going to have a lot of the business loops in M139, these corridors, along with the 94 construction, really making a difference, I think, finally in our area. We've been needing some of the roads to be redone from MDOT for a while, and they always concentrate on, Grand Rapids, Lansing, and Detroit as some. So it's really nice to see. I'm looking forward to seeing all those improvements.
Are all of these projects planning to start in the spring or at the same time?
So the projects that I just talked about, we really kind of need to get going as soon as we can because of that deadline on the back end. So you probably will see some of them staggered. The one project that I mentioned had 4 spots. They wouldn't start all at once. But the bid packages I kind of had in different colors. Something's going to be happening on one. For example, the Empire and East Jennings, Empire is going to be affected. That's true. But it also is right next to Project T, which has already kind of been disruptive. So, so we're looking at hitting that with, right off the get-go. We're coordinating a little bit, like for example, on Cherry Street that I showed you, because MDOT will, the project that will impact the most probably will be the MDOT work. And you will get used to the detour, but people are going to need the detour Pipestone, and that's what that's what John Smith from MDOT came before. So, yeah, won't be as heavy as last year because the impacts to Pipestone were pretty heavy, but these little block streets, West Britain and Empire will have a detour, so you'll have to drive around if you're going to Yarborough Park or moving around the area to get those. But those won't be done at the same time. You'll either be able to use Britain or you'll be able to use Empire. So.
All right, thank you very much. The next part of our agenda is public comments, and no one is here. So, you have anything? Okay. If nothing else, we can go ahead and adjourn the meeting.